All right, so we had two major stories in Bitcoin today. The first of which was Iran demanding Bitcoin for Strait of Hormuz passage. Iran is levying a fee of $1 per barrel of oil for tankers passing through the strait to be paid in Bitcoin. Ships must email Iranian authorities with cargo details, then wait for approval, and once cleared, they have only a few seconds to send the Bitcoin payment. The reason Bitcoin specifically was chosen is that stablecoins like USDT have backdoors allowing payments to be blocked or seized. When Bitcoin has no centralized issuer or third-party processor, Bitcoin surged 5% above 71,000 on the news. I mean, this is a huge story, and this is what we've been saying on the channel for months, right? Bitcoin is neutral money that no one needs permission to use. And Bitcoin is money for your enemies just as much as it is for your friends. And it just allows for two parties to transact with each other without having to trust. They don't even have to trust each other, right? They just see the Bitcoin transaction go through, right? They see it get confirmed, right? You pass the ship along, right, through the strait. You don't need to trust anyone. You don't need to trust the U.S., right? Using the dollar system, you don't need to trust that they're not going to stop your transaction, right? No one can stop you from using the Bitcoin network, right? That's why it's such a powerful asset, why it's such a powerful monetary system, and why I and many others believe Bitcoin will be the neutral global reserve currency in the future. And I think this is already one of the first steps to that. So the other interesting story of the day was an article claiming that Adam Back is Satoshi. The investigation was led by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist John Carreyrou, who compiled email archives from 3 cypherpunk mailing lists spanning 1992 to 2008, ran 3 distinct writing analyses, each returning Back as the top match for Satoshi. The stylometric analysis found 67 shared hyphenation errors, nearly double the next closest, noted that Back largely went silent during the exact period Satoshi was active, then reappeared 6 weeks after Satoshi disappeared. Back has flatly denied it. Prominent Bitcoiners pushed back. Jameson Lopp wrote, Satoshi Nakamoto can't be caught with stylometric analysis. Shame on you for painting a huge target on Adam's back with such weak evidence. Right? Well, I do generally agree with that analysis that analyzing the writing style isn't proof that Adam Back is Satoshi. And you think someone who went through all the trouble to remain anonymous, and obviously, right, it worked. You think something like grammar or writing style would be something they may have thought about. And again, I say it all the time, but it just doesn't matter who Satoshi is. I think the more you understand Bitcoin, the less curious you get on who Satoshi really is. But people on the outside looking in, it's like, how could this thing have just, been created? Like, we need to find out who created it, who could be behind this. But when you start to understand Bitcoin as a neutral, open source monetary network, distributed monetary network, right? It doesn't matter who started Bitcoin, who created Bitcoin, right? It just matters what Bitcoin is. It matters that Bitcoin is open source. Anyone can view it. Anyone can audit the time chain, right? That's all that really matters, right? I don't know any Bitcoiners, like hardcore Bitcoiners, that are like asking who Satoshi is all the time. It is interesting. I definitely think it's the case that the more you study Bitcoin, the less you care who Satoshi is. But yeah, those were some of the major news stories for today. Just wanted to give a quick update for the video today. And if you want to get some Bitcoin for yourself, my highest recommendation is River. I have a link down there in the description. And yeah, that's about it for today's update. As always, together let's work, save, and build a better future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.